Hi and welcome. I'm Jennifer Britton, and I am excited to spend the next 5 days with you in the Standout Spark to Scale Challenge. The next 5 days are all about taking you through a very creative process of moving from spark to idea so that you can scale your work and whatever that means for you to have more impact. We're going to be running this live. I'm going to be doing these on demand videos every day. They'll come to you daily in your inbox, and I'm recording it live August 11th through 15th, 2025. Really feel pleased, and I've been inspired by my surroundings. I am working remote, as I have been able to for the last 21 years of running this business. In fact, this was part of my vision. I knew that if I was going to come back to Canada and go through not only beautiful summers, but very cold winters, that it was going to be important as a coach, as a what eventually became a writer, that I needed a creative hub. And we know that in today's world where there are lots of things on the go, lots of things changing, we're in an era of AI and mass production, that creativity is so important. And that's really at the heart of the next few days. So today is all about day one. It's about helping you clarify your core message. And maybe you've come to this as one of three types of people. Maybe you are here because you're an author, like me, and you want to write a book or create a new piece of work. Maybe you are a coach and you're wanting to create a new card deck. This is going to be for you. Likewise, maybe you're an entrepreneur and you want to grow your reach, you want to scale your business, and you want to amplify your message. I continue after 21 and a half years to work with a lot of entrepreneurs. And in fact, our Amplify program is all about taking people into greater clarity and greater volume around what they are and who they are and what they offer to the world. The final type of person is probably you as a coach, and this is the spark to serve. You may have listened to me in the Coaching Many podcast. Maybe you read my book From One to Many back in 2013. My work and how I've been inspired as a coach is about how do we expand the coaching conversation to many to affect change. It's not just about a one-on-one. It is about harnessing the power of the collective. So in the next 5 days, I'm going to be coming at you. I hope that you'll bring a journal or something that you want to work with. In fact, I'm going to crack open a new journal. And really, it is an opportunity for you to get clear on whatever pathway you're on, whether you want to lead more group and team programs, whether you want to write or publish a new body of work, or whether you want to amplify your message. I want you to take a moment and think about what's your focus, because these calls are going to be interactive and reflective for you. I will also be supplementing this week with a couple of live calls here on Zoom. That is to answer any questions. Already, I've had questions come in around book writing, around group and team coaching. So we'll be doing those live calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday throughout the week. Hope you'll join us. And if not, they're recorded. So, where was this started? How did I get sort of sparked by this? Again, as I said, we're in an era of AI and everyone can sound like everyone. However, you have something unique inside of you, whether that's going to be imprinted through the conversations that you're leading as a coach, through the books that you're writing, or through your marketing and your message and how you show up, maybe as a speaker or in social media. So this is going to give you a micro transformative journey over 5 days. I hope that you're really going to engage with this process, maybe reflect on this process, because each of the pathways reflects a unique opportunity. You're going to either be able to move from just a little kernel of idea to maybe an outline of a story that you can be moving forward in the next 90 days. Maybe you're getting clearer this week on what your message is for the fall of 2025. If you're watching this later, maybe it's another quarter, because this week is all about getting those ideas on paper. You're going to leave the week with a plan that hopefully over the next 90 days, you'll be able to get into some traction and action around. I really hope that you'll be able to use this week to ignite your potential so that you can continue to make a significant impact through your work and your voice. So, again, three pathways. I would suggest pick one. Maybe you fit all three like I do, but this week I'm going to be thinking about my next book. As a writer, I always have a creative project on the go, and I'm really excited because later this month I'm hosting a 3-day writing marathon over the Labor Day holiday weekend. That will lead into 90 days of support so that by December 1st, 2025, people actually have a book, have a manuscript in hand that they could be taking out into the world. So that's going to be my pathway, spark to story. Maybe you want to spark to scale and serve. And maybe you want to be bringing groups of people together. So maybe you are looking at group and team coaching. The prompts that we're going to go through are just as applicable for you. Or maybe you want to amplify your message. So spark to share, spark to scale. Whichever one, you're going to find that our activities are valuable for you. So today is really about getting your crystallization around your next big idea. We know that that's not a direct pathway. And so I've got a couple of exercises that I want to take you through. Again, you might want to pause the recording, grab your journal. I would encourage you crack open a new one because you never know when a whole new project or entity or body of work shows up. Now, if you haven't watched this, I did a call a month ago in July of 2025 on the hot topic where I shared what we're going to be working through this week in the 5-day challenge. And it is Spark to Scale plus a fifth day of impact. So today is all about the inspiration and insight. I want you to be thinking about what is the work, what are the conversations that you really love, or maybe what is the journey that you like to take people on. Whether this becomes productized or whether this just becomes part and parcel, there's some sort of inspiration and insight that you uniquely bring. Today, we're going to be working on Spark, and the rest of our week we'll move through shape and share, scale, and impact. You can go back, you can scan the QR code and watch this after today, where I spent about 30 minutes going into that in one of our hot topic calls. You are, of course, invited to join us live for those. They run bi-weekly throughout the year, usually Tuesdays, 12 to 12:30 Eastern. So today, all about the spark. And again, this is going to sound and look a little bit different for each one of you. If you're on that group and team coaching pathway, today might be helping you really get clear on what is the transformation or the change or the framework that your group or team coaching program may deliver. I want to get you to think about all those different conversation sparkers, all the different bubbles, because as a coach, we're not necessarily lining out one pathway. We're really looking at lots of different ideas. If you are on the writing pathway, today is an opportunity for you to think about what could be in those different books. We don't have to land at something initial, we're just sparking those ideas. And if you're in the business amplification pathway and you want to expand your message, what are the topics you want to be writing about, speaking about, showing up, and having conversation and dialogue about? What is it that your business needs to be known for or wants to be known for in order to stand out? So you're going to have some time right now to actually do some mind mapping. Now, we're not going to get there first. We're actually going to do a creative exercise, and then you're going to do your mind mapping. So what you can see on the screen are some images that I've pulled together. I want you to trust that you're going to lean into the one that really speaks to you the most. So I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes, and we're going to have a couple of minutes now to really lean in to whatever the image is that you are getting captured by. I want to invite you to open that journal, start a new page, and put your focus. Just start first with the focus. What are you focusing on? Is it the pathway of writing a book? Is it the pathway of amplifying your message? Is it the pathway of group and team coaching? Take a moment, put that at the top, and then we're going to get into picking a icon. Okay, so hopefully you have that down. And now I want you to be thinking about what is the image that captures your eye. 2 minutes, I want you to write it out. Notice it, maybe expand your screen if you're able to. What is there? What is available to you? Enjoy picking a photo and leaning in and exploring it at such a or a greater level. All right, that's about 2 minutes. So I want you to lean in a little more. I used the term micro transformation earlier. Where are you in this photo? At what part of the journey are you at? Is it the start? Is it the midpoint? Is it the end? Take 30 seconds and think about where you are in the journey with this photo. Where did you start the journey? What's the context? Where are you going? What's it going to take to move from A to B or from where you are to where you want to go? What's needed? And what do you notice about the energy of this space? What's available to you? I want you to think about the answer to this question. My spark is. And one final question for you. What's the message here? What's the message here for you? All right. So I want you to trust that whatever emerged is going to start creating a bit of a spark. As we think about our pathways, what is the pathway that you've chosen? So I want you to take a minute now to think about what's so important about this pathway that you have chosen to focus on this week. Take a moment to answer the question, what's important about this right now? And a final question for you is, what's the energy that you can harness from the image that you've chosen? When you think about what's important, what is the energy that's going to help you activate your journey from A to B with the people that you support? And now I want to give you one last minute to look at whatever you've created here. What else is available to you in this image, but also in the thinking that you're doing today? What's one more layer to this? All right. So embrace that energy. As a business owner, as a creative, we want to tap into whatever is available. And whatever image you chose, just know that that's a touchstone. You can also come back to this at any time and see if there is a different energy. So here's the thing. Coming to our next big idea, it can come from a lot of sources. Rather than diving in to just have the idea pop out, I wanted to imprint it with this image. We can go to generating big ideas in a lot of different ways. We can brainstorm, and we're going to go to that next. Maybe you're using a mind map, index cards. You can use creative tools like we just dove into with metaphors. You might even use a process like Scamper. I'm not going to get into what Scamper is, but maybe I'll do a bonus video on Scamper. It's a great tool once we have some new ideas. The other idea that's not on this is dialogue and using an AI. So, given that we're in the flow, given that we have this image in mind, and I'm going to bring us back here, I want you to now turn to a new page and let's do a mind map or a brain dump of all the ideas you have about your next big idea. With your pathway in mind, developing a new group program, amplifying your message, or writing a book, what is everything that you're thinking about with that next big idea? We'll take 2 minutes to actually get into capturing those right now while we're in the flow of thinking. Enjoy. All right. So in the last 30 seconds, lean in a little more closely. And what is one m- element, one little magical thing that you can be adding on to it? Maybe there's something you haven't noticed yet. So I really want you to lean into whatever the photo is. What's one more thing that you can be adding on to this big idea for the next 90 days? All right. So, whatever you've chosen, I want you after today's call to take a look at this. We've got some seeds for our brainstorm. Again, hopefully you've picked an area. I actually went to an area I didn't think I'd be doing, so that was really interesting. I'm going to be doing Spark to Share, so amplifying my message and visibility to reach a broader audience. I thought I would go to Spark to Story because I have writing coming up later this month. And I also am always developing new group and team coaching programs. So, whatever you are looking at is great. I want to invite you to the live calls this week. That is the week of August the 11th. I'll be hosting one tomorrow. I've already got some questions around books. So, with that, bring your questions and we're going to be going through this. So, as you think about all that we've worked through today, your field work is what's the one message you want to communicate? As I said, this week is all about a micro transformation for yourself. We're going to move from spark to scale. You're going to move from this kernel of an idea to an actual plan that's going to take you through the fall. We're not going to get into execution, but you're going to leave the week with a plan. And so, one element we haven't thought about today is who do you serve? I want you right now to just close your eyes and think about the person or people that you want to be working with this fall. Who are they? What's important to them? And what are the things that they care deeply and passionately about right now? I'm going to give us another minute for you to capture that avatar, that person, so that when you think about this actual spark of an idea, it also gets shaped by the people you serve. Take a minute to make note of whoever you're serving with this pathway this week. All right, so that is your field work. I'm going to invite you to share it with us, either probably not at the live call because we'll just be starting, but in the community link that I'm going to share with you. Tomorrow, we're back to getting clear on that core message. Today has really been about just lighting the spark. And as we know, we need to grab Tinder, we need to grab all these things that are going to make it alive. Now, to help us with that, I thought I would bring out a different resource every day. I'm going to bring the Reconnecting Workspaces dice. These come from the 90-day guide, and there's going to be 3 dice that come out. So I'm going to invite you to just write those out. Here are our dice for the moment. We have what's next. Okay, so draw these out perhaps on your page. What's next? We've got the release valve, the release valve, and we've got influence. Influence, release valve, what's next? I'm going to give us 1 more minute to think about writing those out, drawing those out, see what comes to mind as we think about wrapping up with our first day of Spark, of thinking about our folks, of the one message you want to create and communicate this week and into the next 90 days. Take 1 minute thinking about those 3 words. What's next? Release valve, influence. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed day 1. I look forward to being with you on day 2. Take some time, continue with your mind mapping. It's what for day 1. And as I like to write in my own writing of Plan, Do, Track, and Coaching Business Builder, daily steps and consistent action equals momentum. So the day 2 video will be coming at you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be moving down the pathway. We've done our focus on Spark. Tomorrow is going to be more about shaping, and I look forward to being with you to do that. Take care. Have a good one.